Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network, as well as my own channel, Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. I am your, let me back up. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments along with yours in the chat. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys. Sorry, got a little tongue-tied, tongue twisted there at the beginning. Before we jump into the show, I gotta have a sad note from Madungus Creevy's family. Madungus Creevy is the one that hosts the he's the owner of the network. He also is a host of the 5280 on Tuesday, and also the neighborhood, Broncos, Avalanche neighborhood, that kind of thing. Anyways, his grandfather passed away this past week, and obviously his mom's dad. So please offer up your prayers, your thoughts for him and his family. What they're going through, his children, obviously that's their great grandparents. So also that's the reason why there aren't going to be any topics along the side here, like right along here. There's not going to be any topics. It's just, he needs to focus on family. He doesn't need to be focusing on this particular show. We're gonna do the show, and he needs to focus on his family. So anyways, just bring you guys up to speed. Once again, Madungus Creevy's grandfather passed away this past week, and we all want to offer up our prayers and thoughts to his family and to what they're going through. All right, guys. So just wanted to bring that out, man, before we start the show. Cameron Parker is in the chat. Bats leadoff, says, hello, Bill. And then he follows up by saying, our prayers are with you, Mike. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it, Cam. Well said. Well said. All right. Let's get into the first topic. We got quite a lot of different directions we're going to go to. I touched on, along with my special guest, Spence, last week. We touched on the Broncos win over the Cleveland Browns, so I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to move forward from there. So here's the first topic. Bo Nix is already among the best in the NFL, and he's just a rookie. He's just a rookie. Listen to this. With the Broncos sitting at 8-5 after their bye week, they are in control of their playoff picture. Bo Nix is the prime reason for the Broncos being in that situation. Now, one of the other reasons is Bo Nix doesn't take that many sacks. But when you're in third down, it could be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, maybe a definite passing down like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. The quarterback at that particular time cannot afford to take a sack, because it just makes it that much harder if you're in field goal range to make the field goal, or takes you out of field goal range, or puts you further deeper to where the punter has to really have a magnificent punt to get out of that situation and flip the field. Okay? Listen to this. This is a rookie in Bo Nix in this category. All right? And I'm going to break it down for you. Here we go. Quarterbacks who get sacked on third down at the lowest rate are Derek Carr gets sacked 1.4% of the time on third down. That's tremendous. Josh Allen, 5.0. Lamar Jackson, 5.9%. Jordan Love, 6.3%. Brock Purdy, 6.3%. Bo Nix, 6.6%. Jameis Winston, 7.2. Kirk Cousins, 8.3. Jaden Daniels, 8.7. And Kyler Murray, 8.8. Why is this significant? Because the only other rookie on that list is Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix has a lower sack rate on third down at 6.6 than Jaden Daniels does at 8.7. That's a 2.1% differential. All the other quarterbacks named in there are all veterans. Bo Nix, a rookie. Say what you want. He may be a rookie on paper, but he is no rookie on the field. That is for dang sure. And these stats don't lie. I'm not making this stuff up. Go look it up for yourself. These stats don't lie. Bo Nix, like I said, may be a rookie on paper, but he dang sure isn't a rookie on the field. And that is evident. And everybody across the NFL world is noticing and taking mind of this guy. Yeah, Bo Nix is a real deal. And he's in our country, on our team. Fantastic. All right. Marmar Nunu, batting second, says, hey, Bill, good morning. That's right. You're in a completely different country. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much. Speaking of Spence, where is he? Good question. Well, I can't have him on the show every night, although he probably would like that. But anyways, I don't know where he is. He goes, I'm staying up past 2 a.m. to see you guys together. Bring back Spence. Wow. 2 a.m., man. Thanks so much, Marmar Nunu. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. I will definitely have Spence back on. I promise you. I absolutely promise you I will have him back on. He's knowledgeable, and he's a funny guy, and just a really good all-around guy. So yeah, thanks, Marmar. Really do appreciate it. Batting third, Danielle Berry Sports Highlight says, yo, I say, yo, what's up, man? Glad to have you on the chat. Glad to have you in the show. Thank you so much. Obviously, Bo Nix is currently a large reason they're where the team they are right now. Defense is the other, but play of offensive line has to be talked about more. Very true. Offensive line has done a solid job. There's been issues at times, Cam. I mean, we all know that there's been issues. And one big issue, and I'll get into that story and that topic down the list, of which we don't have tonight. But anyways, down the list, and that's a somewhat picked on, somewhat skeptical of a certain player that got a contract extension. I will talk about that down the road, so stay tuned in these topics. All right, Courtland Sutton. Now, Courtland Sutton has been one of the best receivers in the entire league. No doubt about it. Take the training wheels off of Bo Nix, and he and Courtland Sutton have been a 1-2 punch. Let me continue. Since week 7, Courtland Sutton has been targeted 57 times. Of those targets, he has 42 receptions. That's only 15 non-catches. In 47 attempts, he's caught 42 of them. 57 attempts, he's caught 42 of them. For 569 yards, both of which rank second in the entire league. Sutton is turning heads as he makes a solid push for the Pro Bowl. Not only does he make a solid push for the Pro Bowl, but he's making a solid push to be the Denver Broncos' number 1 receiver, which he already currently is. A lot of people don't think he is a valid number 1. I beg to differ. I mean, you've got number 1s that are up here, which are elite, and then you've got number 1s down here. They're still number 1. I mean, not everybody can be Justin Jefferson, okay? Not everybody can be that guy. But you can be a Courtland Sutton, make those great catches. You can be a Mims and have that great catch over the shoulder for that touchdown against Cleveland. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. There's a lot of different playmakers. Okay. Not everybody can be an elite number one, but everybody can contribute. And when you're classified as a number one on your team, then you need to be that guy. And right now, Courtland Sutton is that guy. No doubt about it. He's the guy. And that's what I love. That's what I love. He's saying, hey, give me the ball, man. Give me the freaking ball. Let me do what I can do. I mean, you know, is he great on 50-50 balls? Yeah, absolutely he is. Sure he is. Does he make every single one of them? No, not everybody does. You know, I mean, like I said, there's different levels of elite. You know, there's guys that are elite that are just better than college. Then there's guys who are elite that are in the Hall of Fame. So there you go. There you go. Okay, Cameron's points in a great statistic. Says statistically, Courtland Sutton is the best wide receiver on third down. Well, there you go. There you go. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why Bo Nix doesn't take sacks on third down, because he knows where Sutton's going to be. He knows Sutton can make the play, and he throws it that direction, and then you don't take a sack that way. You just don't, you know. Clayton Huron is in the chat in the house, says, hey, guy, to say, hey, what's up, Clayton Huron? He says, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Clayton, for putting that out there. Really do appreciate it. Let's see, hang on. Cameron Parker says, this year Sutton's 100% wide receiver one. Yeah, I agree. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. And I always thought he was number one even after last year with some of those great catches he made. And yeah, I mean, sure. You know, when Russell Wilson's throwing the ball up there, you know, for anybody to catch it, and Courtland Sutton happens to be the one coming down. I mean, those are fantastic catches. Absolutely fantastic catches. But I don't think they were designed up like that. I think it was kind of like backyard drawing in the sand. You know, you go this way and I'll go that way. And yeah, that kind of thing. But hey, it worked. But this year, it's looking much, much better. The way it should look. The way it really should look. Clayton Huron says, oh, man, so many Bronco fans here in Kansas City. We're here for that huge Hallmark event. Absolutely beautiful. Nice. Nice. So cool, man. Clayton Falls says, cool fans I ran into. That's awesome, dude. That's totally awesome, man. What is the Hallmark event? I'm unaware of that. I don't know what that is. So enlighten myself, and maybe some of those in the chat are watching. What is a Hallmark event? That's pretty cool. Cameron Parker says it's not even just Broncos related. He is number one statistically for third down. That is fantastic, Cam. That is fantastic. In the NFL, he says. So there you go. I've always liked Courtland Sutton. I liked him when we got him. I was a little skeptical on Jerry Jeudy. I didn't really like his attitude or his gameplay sometimes, whatever. But I've always liked Courtland Sutton. Always liked Courtland Sutton. Never, ever, ever wanted him to be considered a trade, even though he was. I wasn't in favor of it. None whatsoever. So, my brother-in-law from Vegas batting fourth or fifth, maybe fourth or fifth. Anyways, Rudy Torres said, looking good, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks. Sporting the Broncos Breakdown, sweatshirt. Just trying to bring in a good show on. Oh, by the way, this is Friday the 13th. I don't know why people call it a bad day. Oh, no, it's Friday the 13th. Wait a minute. First off, it's Friday. So it's the end of the week for 90 to 95% of the people in this country. Okay? The other one is 13. What's so wrong with the number 13? My niece was born on the 13th. I don't know if it's Friday. I can't remember. It was Friday. I don't think it was. But it was the 13th. My other niece's favorite number is 13. My favorite number is 13. Don't know why. Wasn't born at 13 or anything, but I just like that number. Why? Because most people don't. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, welcome to Friday the 13th. Broncos Breakdown. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat, for watching the show. This crazy 66-year-old guy talking about Bronco sports, talking about football, talking about Jackass of the Week, which I do have. And I do have a sad note with a former wide receiver, Hall of Famer. But we'll get into that. Sad note, not passed away, just what this person's dealing with. All right, we will get into that in just a little bit. Let's see. Clayton says it's like shown on TV, small stores, Christmas tree lighting, light walk, food, fire, coffee shops, cookies. That's cool, man. That's cool. So it's like a little, I don't know, small town gathering, kind of like maybe not a festival, but kind of like a little hometown, little community gathering. That's pretty cool. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Really, really cool, man. Well, enjoy it, Clayton. It sounds like fun. It really does. It really does. I miss a small town. When we moved here to where I am now, there was only like maybe 130,000, something like that, which is considered small in Southern California. So about 130,000. Now we're at 300 something, maybe 400 something. Yeah, it's growing crazy. And it's not huge because I was born in Chula Vista, which is, quite a distance south of where I am. Hour and 20 minutes or so. But that was a lot larger. And I didn't really like that as I got older. I just wanted to go to a smaller town. And my wife and I moved here with her parents. We're taking care of her mother-in-law, like everybody knows. But anyway, so it was a lot smaller town. So that's cool, Clayton. That's really, really totally cool. All right, next topic. Patrick Surtain. Can we say enough about this guy? No, we can't. No, we can't, because he is one of the best, if not the best. Let me bring this to you. Patrick Surtain did something that hasn't happened for the Broncos in 18 years. The last time a Bronco defensive back won Defensive Player of the Month was back in 2006. Who was that player? Come on now. Number 24, guys. Number 24. None other than Hall of Fame corner Champ Bailey. That's right. Champ Bailey, 18 years earlier, was defensive cornerback, defensive back player of the month. Now, Patrick Surtain has joined that elite status on the Broncos. Only two. Champ Bailey, Hall of Famer. Patrick Surtain, future Hall of Famer. Well, if he keeps these things up, why wouldn't he be considered first ballot? I mean, I'm just saying, guys. I know it's only his third or fourth season. I know that. I'm just saying. He's now being considered in the same sentence as Champ Bailey, who is in the Hall of Fame. Denver Bronco. Pat Surtain, shut down corner. Same conversation as Champ Bailey. Is it too early to say this guy's on the path to be a Hall of Famer? No, it's not too early. None whatsoever. No, it's not too early. Let me continue. Surtain is arguably the best corner in the league, and he should be well on his way to his third consecutive Pro Bowl selection. Yeah, that's right. Third consecutive Pro Bowl selection. He's headed in that direction. Is he good? No. Patrick Surtain is not good. He is he great? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's great. But he's more than that. He is elite. Absolutely elite. And to be considered and even spoken of in the same sentence as Champ Bailey, a Hall of Famer, speaks volumes, guys. It absolutely speaks volumes. No doubt about it. You can't deny that. You can't. I mean, look what Bo Nix is in the same kind of circles. He's being talked about, with other quarterbacks. Why? Because they're that good. That's why. And when you're that good, you don't need to talk about yourself. Let your work or your game or your whatever, let it precede you. You don't need to pat yourself on the back. Others will do that. Okay? Others will do that. Okay? Here we go. Now, getting into the main topic, which is Shanahan snubbed again. Mike Shanahan snubbed again. How in heaven's name is this possible? But wait till you hear who he was snubbed over, or who snubbed him over. Because I don't agree with this at all. At all. But I'll break it down. And then you guys decide, and you let me know in chat if you agree or disagree. It's okay to disagree with me. I'm not going to get upset. I'll bring your topic up. I'll bring your comment up. We can discuss it. I don't get that way, guys. I bring my side of it. I appreciate your side of it. We talk about it amongst us, not verbally, obviously, but I'll bring up in the chat and we will discuss it. It's simple as that. I don't get upset. You have your opinion. I have mine. Just keep it clean. That's all we're saying. All right, listen to this. Like I said, main topic, Mike Shanahan snubbed again. Before I do that, let me get into Graham says Holmgren. Yeah, I know. Let me get into that. He said he did lead 2 teams to Super Bowl, but definitely don't like the decision. Speaking of don't liking the decision, Graham, thank you for the segue in. I didn't contact you today. I don't have your number, so we didn't set this up. It's all random, but perfect segue. And here it is. The Denver Broncos don't seem to get much love from the Hall of Fame selection committee. Another snub was dealt to the Broncos by choosing Mike Holmgren over Mike Shanahan. Okay? Wait a minute. Mike Holmgren over Mike Shanahan? How is that even thought of remotely if you compare apples to apples? They both won Super Bowls. Yes. They both went to 2 Super Bowls. Oh, wait a minute. Holmgren went to 2 Super Bowls. The Patriots he beat. The Broncos with an 11-point favorite by the Chiefs. By the Packers. They lost to the Broncos and John Elway's first ever Super Bowl championship. And then the Broncos went to Super Bowl 33, in which they dominated the Atlanta Falcons. Who was the head coach? Oh, that's right. Mike Shanahan. Head coach of Super Bowl 32, head coach Super Bowl 33. Mike Holmgren, head coach Super Bowl 31, head coach Super Bowl 32, which he lost. How in heaven's name does Mike Holmgren go to the Hall of Fame, but Mike Shanahan doesn't? When Mike Shanahan beat Holmgren's team, who was favored by 11 points, the Broncos beat by 7. That's an 18-point swing, given the favorite of 11 points, and you lose by 7. That's an 18-point swing. and Holmgren goes to the Hall of Fame over Mike Shanahan? Is it because the NFL committee or whomever is holding something over Shanahan's head because of the Raiders situation? How is that even in the equation? How is that even in the equation? It can't be. It is what you do on the freaking field, not anything else. Nothing NFL else. And that's why I'm getting emotional, guys, because this is starting to really piss me off. Really pissed me off. I'm getting sick and tired of Mike Shanahan getting passed over because of something totally irrelevant for what the Hall of Fame is supposed to be based on. It goes back, and sorry, guys, I'm just smacking everything because I am livid. It goes back to the whole Pete Rose thing. Pete Rose bet on baseball, sure, but not when he was a freaking player. And the Hall of Fame with Pete Rose is based on what he does on the field, but they're not taking that in consideration because they're taking outside stuff and bringing it into what he did on the field. And that is totally wrong. And that's what they're doing to Mike Shanahan. In my opinion, that's what they're doing to Mike Shanahan. They're taking everything he did on the field as an NFL Broncos head coach and punishing him because of something that was done with the Raiders or whatever, and the NFL doesn't like it. And you can say what you want, guys, voice your opinion all you want, and say I'm totally wrong. I'll live with that. I'm totally okay with that because I still firmly believe that what I'm saying and what I'm feeling is totally against Mike Shanahan as a person. Not at what they're not looking at what he did on the field as a head coach. Otherwise, he would be in the Hall of Fame. Just like Pete Rose would be in the Hall of Fame in baseball if they went by what he did on the field. And that's what it should be. Hall of Fame, what you've done on the field. And I know they bring in other things as well as, well, it's detrimental to the league. And so that has what Shanahan did as a head coach should not have anything brought in from the outside, period. Nothing. Unless it's criminal. Now, if it's criminal, that's a whole different thing. Hello, OJ. I know you're passed away, but hey. Anyways, stuff like that, yes. Then I say, okay, now that's a criminal element. Okay? That's totally different than this. And I know it's a fine line, guys, and I don't want to go down this big rabbit hole because I know that we could just delve into a whole lot of different things. But my point being is Mike Shanahan needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Plain and simple. And yes, I get irritated. And yes, I get frustrated. And yes, I get passionate. Because, doggone it, this guy did something that has never happened in the Broncos' history before. And that is go back-to-back. The Broncos never gone back-to-back. In fact, even the Colorado Avalanche never went back-to-back. Well, the Rockies have never been in a World Series, but hey, I'm just saying, the Denver Nuggets, they didn't go back-to-back. So when something is rare to do, automatically you should be in the Hall of Fame. Plain and simple, period. No questions asked. Done freaking deal. Not when it involves Mike Shanahan. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Just totally irritates me, man. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back up in the chat here, man. You guys are blowing up, which is great. Madunga says, you're always livid, meaning me. I'm always livid, man. And come on, you know that. I get wound up and passionate on a lot of things that I don't see as being correct, as being right. That's just me. I'm black and white. No, not me personally. But I mean, I see things black and white. I mean, it's either right or wrong. I mean, people go, yeah, well, there's like a gray area. Okay, well, in what? I mean, if you have a beautifully made cake and you put a little bit of arsenic in it and mix it all up. Yeah, it's only a little bit. Ain't no big deal. No, it's still jacked up. It's still messed up. It's still wrong. It's just no. You can't. No. No. Don't work that way. Don't work that way. Rudy, my brother-in-law from Vegas says, "Calm down. Your veins are showing." Hey, I can't calm down. Sometimes I just can't, man. Sometimes I'm just on a roll. Just on a roll, man. Just on a roll. Let's see. Let's see. That's pretty cool, Graham. Excuse me. Graham says Shanahan invited his family into the practice dome in Denver because it was raining. Cool. Totally cool, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Alex Smith drops in, says Shanahan is guaranteed Hall of Fame. Okay. When? He's been up so many times and hasn't gotten in. I mean, I don't get it. He didn't get in when they put in Don Coryell. Now he's not getting in when they're putting in Holmgren. Now Coryell, yeah, he basically invented the West Coast offense that we know today. So yeah, very impactful. I get it. Holmgren over Shanahan, not buying that one. I am not buying that one. Not whatsoever. Cameron Parker says, just frustrating, not disparaging Holmgren. It's just a case where Shanahan is the most deserving. I totally agree. I absolutely totally agree, Cameron. To me, I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. Other than what I stated earlier, and I'm not going to go back into that rant and rave because it's exhausting. So I'm not going to go back in that rant and rave. I'll save it for Sunday's Broncos neighborhood where we got to beat the Colts. Okay? Got to beat the Colts right there. It says must win Sunday. I'll get into that as the last topic, but we got to beat the Colts. No question asked. No question asked. What? Mundunga says Bronco Bill for Hall of Fame 2026. I don't think so, man. Unless I'm in the Hall of Fame for being the most crazy guy on podcasts at my age, 66, going nuts. Well then, yeah, I'll go up for that. I'll go for that. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Graham makes a good point. I agree with this. You need to allow more than one coach in the Hall of Fame in a single year. I agree. I totally agree because there's a lot of coaches out there that are deserving, just maybe not at this level that Shanahan should have got in. Holmgren maybe stepped down a ways. Will Bill Belichick go in the Hall of Fame? And I'll have a topic about that. Will Bill Belichick go in the Hall of Fame at some point in time? Absolutely. Absolutely. If no other reason than for all those Super Bowl championships. Of course he's going to go in. No doubt about it. But, does Holmgren go in above Belichick? No. Does he go in above Mike Shanahan, in my opinion? No. We already talked about that. So I agree. He may get in. Shanahan may get in at some point in time, but I just think it's very disappointing. Very disappointing that he keeps getting snubbed over. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to wait. They're going to wait until he passes away like we've done with so many other of these coaches and players. Just wait till they're gone. Huh? Don Coryell? Oh, yeah, wait till he's gone and put him in the Hall of Fame. Really? If you're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, why are you waiting so long? Why? It's disrespectful. Totally disrespectful to the person that you're putting in. That they can't see it, but their family can. But they can't see it. Pat Bowlen. Never saw it. I mean, he didn't. It was just, he knew he was going in and, but he wasn't functional. And it's very sad. It's very, very sad that it comes down to that. It is. It's just, in my opinion, just wrong. Alex Smith says the committee has something against the Broncos. They waited until Dan Reeves died to enshrine. Exactly. That's my point. it's just wrong that they wait so freaking long. It's just wrong. And wait a minute, I don't think Dan Reeves is in the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he's in. Who did die that went in? I know it's Pat Bowen. I don't think it was Dan Reeves. I could be mistaken. Though. Could be mistaken. All right. The ones. Let me finish up with this. Mike Shanahan. Along with Mike Shanahan not making the Hall of Fame this coming year, other snubs were Dan Reeves, Chuck Knox, and Marty Schottenheimer, to name a few. Can you believe that? Marty Schottenheimer, I mean, he was good with the. I mean, I don't know if I'd say he was Hall of Famer. Dan Reeves, yeah, I would say Dan Reeves is a Hall of Famer only because did he win any Super Bowls? No, but he took Broncos to many Super Bowls, and he also took the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl, who played the Broncos in Super Bowl 33, which should have been the Minnesota Vikings. But when you miss a field goal, you don't deserve to go. But anyways, so does Dan Reeves deserve to be in a Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Mike Shanahan? Absolutely. Chuck Knox? Absolutely. Marty Schottenheimer? I don't know. That's debatable. You guys decide whether or not you think he should be in there. I personally, no. Joe Gibbs? Absolutely. I think Joe Gibbs is already in there. If I'm not mistaken, I think Joe Gibbs is already in the Hall of Fame there, Graham. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get to this week's, and I haven't had one of these in a while, but this week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right. Here it is. Will these guys ever learn? It's not just football players. It's not just former football players. It's also sometimes former coaches. Former coaches. To be a Jackass of the Week? Oh, yeah. Here it is. Last November 8th, last month, in Madison, Wisconsin, according to TMZ, former Broncos defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio was arrested on an OWI. Now, apparently in Madison, Wisconsin, instead of a DWI, driving while influenced, they do OWI, which I'm guessing stands for operating while intoxicated. Okay, so I think that's what it is. Okay, here we go. Once arrested, he repeatedly screamed and moaned in pain in the back of the police car. Del Rio rammed his car through a person's fence and attempted to flee the scene on foot. Del Rio also said he wasn't driving the car, but later he said he was. Del Rio is an advisor on Luke Fickell's Wisconsin Badgers staff at the time of the arrest. However, Del Rio's, age 61, has resigned from the position of advisor effective immediately. Wow. Jack Del Rio, Broncos defensive coordinator, assistant on the Wisconsin Badgers, rams his car into somebody's fence in their yard, attempts to flee the scene, is caught, says he wasn't driving, nobody else is around the car, and then he admits, yeah, you know, I was driving. Oh, but I only had a few drinks. Oh, but I didn't have it. Oh, but maybe one or two. One or two what? 40 proof? 40% alcohol? 80 proof? Just saying. Think of this, guys. 80 proof is 40% alcohol. by volume. So let's say you have, a couple of shots in a glass. A beer is 5% alcohol by average, 5% alcohol. 8 times 5 is 40. That's 40% alcohol equivalent in that drink, equivalent to 8 12-ounce beers. Wow. 8. And he said he had made, he said 2, what percentage? That's all I'm saying. Guys, think, okay? Think out there. If you want to have a good time, that's all well and good. Have a good time. Be freaking responsible. What did this do because of Jack Del Rio's decision to do what he did? What did this cost him? Well, it cost him a wrecked vehicle, fixing somebody's fence, an OWI or DUI, fines, maybe suspension, like, suspending the thing or whatever, what they call that. I can't think of it right now, but where you don't go to jail or whatever, but you pay the fine and all that. Anyways, and then not only that, it cost him his job in Wisconsin, cost him money, salary, cost him his dignity, cost him his family embarrassment. That's 9 things right there. And probably a whole plethora of other ones beyond that. All because he did not use this. Use your head. I know, guys, we've all been in a situation where they, excuse me, when we say to ourselves, oh, it's no big deal. I can do this. I can do this. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be involving alcohol. It can be involving anything. Walking away from a possible altercation. Maybe just, saying the right thing at the right time, doing the right thing at the right time. Jack Del Rio didn't do the right thing at the right time. He did the wrong thing at the wrong time. And now he's paying the consequences. Jack, your first name is exactly why you are this week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right. Can you believe that? I mean, these guys will never learn. These guys will absolutely never learn, man. Yeah, Graham, you totally nailed it, man. Said these guys have a world in their fingertips and they always get in trouble. Absolutely. Keith O'Donnell, thank you so much for being in the chat. Keith said Del Rio was channeling his inner raider. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're right about that, man. You're right about that. Okay. Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito is opening eyes, guys. Opening eyes big time. In 13 games this season, Nick Bonito has been very impressive. Bonito has 11 sacks, a pick 6 through those 13 games. Bonito is in good company on Monday Night Football games with this accomplishment, with such members as Chris Jones of the Chiefs did the same accomplishment, 13 games, 11 sacks, 6 or a pick 6. He's joined by Chris Jones of the Chiefs, who did it in 2018, and Khalil Mack of the Raiders in 2016. Yeah, those are 2 other great players that Nick Bonito is now in company with when it comes to Monday Night Football. Very impressive. Absolutely very impressive. Nick Bonito is turning out to be a very standout guy. Standout. I mean, there's not a Broncos game where his name isn't mentioned. Seriously. And if it's not mentioned all that much, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong. But it has been mentioned a lot lately. A lot. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. This is crazy. All right. Bill Belichick is back as head coach in Carolina. What happened? Oh my gosh, they fired the Carolina Panthers head coach? Nope. I didn't say Carolina Panthers. I said Bill Belichick is back as a head coach in Carolina. That's right. The University of North Carolina. Here it is. No, not the Panthers, but UNC on a 5-year deal. His base salary is $1 million plus $9 million in supplemental income, which means that they make the playoffs and, they make the playoffs, he gets money. They go deep in the playoffs or get to second, he gets more money. They go then further, more money. They get to the national championship, he gets more money. If they win it, he gets more money. Those are the incentives, up to $9 million. Okay? Listen to this. The first 3 years of his contract are fully guaranteed, including the incentives. So if he takes it to the playoffs in the first year, and then the second year they don't make it, but he makes it in the third year is guaranteed as well as the first year of the incentives. So his base salary is guaranteed and his incentives are guaranteed. Bill Belichick, back to head coaching, but in college? Stay tuned, guys. We'll see how the University of North Carolina fares here in the next 3 to 5 years. That'll be interesting. But we don't have to worry about Bill Belichick being in the NFL anytime soon because he is tucked away at the University of North Carolina beginning next football college season. There you go, guys. Wow, what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Hey, Mega Dr. Dre says, what's up, man? I say, what's up, Mega Dr. Dre, man? Glad to have you in the chat. Says, I'm in California for the weekend hanging out. Great, man. Glad to have you in California hanging out. Sorry about our gas prices. Hope you brought the vault with you because it's going to take a mint to fill up any vehicle that you're going to be driving around in. But hey, welcome to California. Enjoy your time here. And just hope, just wish the weather was a little bit better for you. It's kind of cloudy depending on where you are in California. I'm in Southern Cal, SoCal as we call it. I don't, but a lot of people do. But anyways, yeah, so wherever you are, Northern California is getting hammered by rain. Central California is kind of spotty, off and on rain. Got some rain last night here in Southern California. Not a whole lot, just enough to wet my car and make it even look more dirty than it was. So I do have to wash it. Just don't want to wash it when it's all gloomy and whatnot. That's all. All right. Here's a sad note. And I want to get into this. But Dungus Creevy sent me this in an update to the topic I'm gonna bring in right now. So let me bring this. This is a very, very sad note. Before we get into that, Mega Dr. Dre says East LA, Boyle Heights area. All right, cool. All right, well, enjoy yourself, man. Stay safe, absolutely, and have a wonderful time. And if I don't see you next Friday, which will be the Friday prior to Christmas, if I don't see you next Friday, I don't see any of you next Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas celebration of Christ's birth, and hopefully I do see you next Friday. But if not, just wanted to get that early shout out. All right, sad note. Here it is. Larry Fitzgerald at a ceremony in Las Vegas last week reported that he just heard that Vikings Hall of Fame wide receiver, former Vikings wide receiver, Hall of Famer Randy Moss has cancer. And I quote, this is from Larry Fitzgerald, and I quote, "Let's show the power of prayer and pull Moss through this. I love you, Randy. End quote. All right. That was from Larry Fitzgerald. Let me read let me put my glass on so I can see it fully. Let me read what this says, and this is from Randy Moss as well. Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver Randy Moss said Friday, this past Friday, or maybe it was today, I don't know. He is being treated for cancer found outside his bile duct between his pancreas and liver. It's not liver cancer. It's not pancreas cancer. It's outside of it. All right, let me continue. In an appearance on Instagram Live, Moss, aided by a cane, introduced himself as a cancer survivor and thanked his prayer warriors for their support. He had a procedure to put a stent in his liver on Thanksgiving after experiencing urine discoloration. Moss said he was hospitalized for 6 days before being released on Friday. He said he's being treated with radiation and chemotherapy. Moss stepped away from his role as an analyst on ESPN's Sunday NFL Countdown on December 6th. As soon as, and I quote, this is Randy Moss talking, and I quote, as soon as I get healthy to get back out with the guys, I will be on the set. Hopefully I can be with you guys soon, Moss said, end quote. Moss continued, and I quote, my goal is to get back on television with my team, end quote. The 47-year-old Moss was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018 after playing 14 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings 1998 to 2004 and 2010, Oakland Raiders 2005 and 2006, New England Patriots 2007 through 2010, Tennessee Titans 2010, and the 49ers 2012. So there you have it. Randy Moss dealing with bile cancer, which I've never heard of, but he's got that. Guys, lift up your hearts with prayers to Randy Moss and his family, as well as your thoughts. And Randy, we're pulling for you, buddy. Only 47 years old, going through this. And I mean, you look at his career and you say, man, what a fantastic career. But you know, a human life, somebody going through something like this transcends football. Okay. Football's down here. What he's doing with us up here. We got to keep him in our prayers, guys. So Randy, wish you all the best, man. Wish you all the best. All right. Here is how the Broncos can make the playoffs. All right. Here it is. Plain and simple. Or is it? Here we go. It's very simple for the Broncos to make the playoffs. Win 3 games of the last 4, and they are guaranteed a wild card spot. However, it's not really that simple due to the teams and locations of those games. All right. If Denver beats the Colts this Sunday, they will need just one more win and a Dolphin loss to get in the playoffs. But the teams after the Colts are Chargers on the road, which technically is a Broncos home game, but still on the road. Bengals on the road, and the Chiefs at home. Now, if the Broncos have to win 3 games because the Dolphins won't lose or can't lose or won't refuse to lose, then the Broncos have to win 3 of those 4 games. Are those 3 games the Colts, the Chargers, and the Bengals? Really? Or is it the Colts, the Chargers, and the Chiefs? Or do the Broncos lose to the Colts and have to beat the Chargers, Bengals, and Chiefs to secure a win, secure to get in the playoffs? Or do the Broncos beat the Colts and then the Dolphins lose this Sunday, and then Denver beats the Chargers next week and we're in? Or do the Broncos totally melt down these last 4 games where they beat the Colts, but they lose to the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Chiefs? And they finish like I said they would, 9-8. Or do the Broncos beat the Colts, beat the Chargers, and the Dolphins lose this Sunday or the following Sunday, and the Broncos are in? Which one is it? It's got to be one of them. It has to be one of them. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be one of them. They're either going to win 2 games and the Dolphins lose 1 and the Broncos are in, or the Broncos are going to have to win 3 in a row because the Dolphins won't lose, or the Broncos lose 3 of the last 4 and they're out. One of the 2 is going to happen. One of the 3 is going to happen. One of the 3 is going to happen. But which one is it? Which one is it going to be? Don't know. We won't find out until the end of Sunday. We may not even find out then. We'll have a better idea of which way the Broncos need to go or where they're going or where they're headed. But we won't really know, honestly, until the end of probably Sunday after Christmas. That's what I'm thinking. Could be Sunday after Christmas. All right. Former Broncos backup quarterback, has found a new home. A lot of Bronco backup quarterbacks have found a new home. Drew Lock found a new home. He's on the Giants. Now a former Bronco starter is in Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson. And we got another former Bronco who's on another team. Former Broncos backup quarterback Ben DiNucci has joined the New Orleans Saints. DiNucci hasn't played in a game since 2020 with the Cowboys. Terms of the contract were not available. I'm assuming they just brought him in, for insurance purposes, probably just to finish out the year, which is kind of sad because there's only 4 games left. I doubt he sees any action. Why would you bring him in for 4 games unless you're planning on keeping him for another year, working him out in the offseason to see, if he can make the squad as a backup? I don't know. Seems kind of a reach. But, I mean, do the Saints really have a chance to make the playoffs and go deep? And if so, is DiNucci going to be an answer? Is he going to be there? I mean, he hasn't played in an actual game since 2020. That's 4 years ago. Seriously? I mean, I don't know, man. It just seems odd to me that you would snatch somebody up, bring somebody in like that, that just, hasn't played in 4 years. It seems really crazy. Speaking of crazy, this one totally blew my mind. Totally blew my mind. I never saw it coming. I didn't want it to come. Didn't want it to happen. Why? Because the guy is not consistently good. He's consistently penalty prone. Consistently penalty prone. You guys have to know who I'm talking about. Yeah, that guy, Garrett Bolles, number 72. Listen to this, guys. Hope you guys are sitting down. Hope you got a lot of antacids next to you because you're going to need it when you hear what I have to say about Garrett Bolles. Listen to this. It looks like Garrett Bolles will be a Denver Bronco for at least, oh my gosh, at least 4 more years. Bolles and the Broncos agreed to a 4-year, $82 million contract extension. Are you freaking kidding me? Seriously. What ownership, general manager, did you hit your head against the wall? Did you lose your freaking mind? $82 million to a guy who continuously cost the Broncos dearly with penalties in critical situations. How do you give this guy a 4-year, $82 million contract extension? Well, we don't really have anybody else that we can put in there. We'll put somebody, not this guy. And then you reward him? You reward him for making penalties in critical situations. Holding, offense, number 72. Yeah, that's the way it goes all the time. Hands to the face, holding, constantly holding. Garrett holds. I like what Keith O'Donnell just said. Garrett holds. Absolutely. Garrett holds. Garrett Bolles holds, period. And they reward him with an $82 million contract extension. I'm dumbfounded. I am absolutely dumbfounded. I'm at a loss of words, and I know that takes a lot to get me with a loss of words. I totally understand that. But I am. I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned. Let me continue. Per Mike Kliss of 9 News, Bolles will get $41.9 million in guaranteed freaking money. 41.9 guaranteed. Bolles will turn, listen to this. Bolles will turn 33 this coming May, which means his contract takes him to age 37. Is Garrett Bolles going to be any better at age 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 than he is now? No, he's not. He's going to get worse. So you're paying a guy $41.9 million guaranteed, excuse me, guaranteed to get holding penalties, to get illegal procedure, to get not lining up correctly on the line of scrimmage, to anything else, but primarily holding calls. And you're paying this guy $41.9 million guaranteed to make holding penalties. Because that's what's going to happen. Oh, but, he's done well. He's improved. Not that much. He's improved in what? One less holding call? One less critical situation? Yeah, most of his penalties are in critical situations. Takes you out of field goal range. Puts you in longer third down situation. Now put you in a punt situation. Yeah, that's the kind of guy they rewarded at $82 million contract for 4 freaking years. I love this ownership. I really do. I think they're great at what they do most of the time. Doing something like this, to me, is stupid. Why would you do that? You give $82 million to Garrett Bolles, who holds constantly, gets critical penalties, critical penalties in critical situations, but you won't pay a Justin Simmons. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Do I throw Justin Simmons' name out there a lot in situations and topics like this? Yes. Why? Because they're willing to pay that, but they're not willing to pay Justin Simmons. And that's what pisses me off. You're going to reward a guy who constantly puts the Broncos in precarious, hard situations, but you won't pay a guy like a Justin Simmons who is a shutdown safety. Just saying. Just being honest, guys. Say what you want in the chat. Fire different negative, or you don't have to be negative. Fire different comments back at me and say, Bronco Bill, you're totally wrong. I totally understand why they're doing this, blah, blah. Okay, say what you want. I will bring it up and we can have a discussion. But listen to what I'm saying. You're rewarding a guy who constantly commits penalties in critical situations, but you won't give a contract to a guy like Justin Simmons. Now, granted, I know the Broncos didn't talk to him, and I understand that. And for whatever reason, I don't understand. But my point being is this. They did their due diligence, albeit not what I agree with Garrett Bolles, but they don't do the due diligence with a guy like Justin Simmons, who totally deserves it. Can you imagine where the Bronco defense will be with Justin Simmons now? Oh, yeah. Much better than where they are now. And the Bronco defense is solid now, but they'd be even better with Justin Simmons. But no. Let's let him go to Atlanta. Okay, let's let him go to Atlanta, and we'll keep Garrett Bolles and pay him $82 million with $41.9 million guaranteed. I know he commits penalties in critical situations. I know it puts the Broncos in a much more precarious situation. I understand that, but hey, we're going to reward him because, who else are we going to put in there? Anybody else. Put somebody else in there that knows how to block without having critical penalties in critical situations. Period. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Oh my gosh. Alex Smith. He said he loves the Bolles signing. He's a great tackle. Bill, top 7 Pro Football Focus. Okay. I understand what you're saying. And I know that he is a very, very good left tackle. I know that. But when he makes those critical penalties in critical situations where the Broncos are now retreating as opposed to moving forward, that's what I'm talking about. Whenever there's a holding penalty on a critical down, like 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4, and they get the first down, and all of a sudden you hear this, you see the flag, and it's like holding, like, oh no, Garrett. Everybody says it. It's not just me. Everybody says it. Madunga Scream and myself have said it on the neighborhood. Oh no. Watch it be Garrett Bolles, 72. Madungas has said it numerous times. Whenever they say holding, oh, Garrett Bolles, everybody knows. We all know it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's not good when he's good. It's that he's very, very bad when he's bad. Extremely bad, because they come in critical situations. That's my point. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it for what he does well, but does he really deserve that much money over that many years when he's constantly having issues with holding penalties in critical situations? That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm coming from. You got to weigh the two. And I just don't see it worth that much money for that many years. Maybe 2 years, 35 mil, 2 years, 28 mil. Okay. 4 years, 82. It's a little steep, man. That's a little steep unless he completely changes. But most people, when they get guaranteed money, I'm on Easy Street, guys. I'm on Easy Street. Yeah, I'll do my job. Holding. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't mean to hold again. Yeah, I know it was. I know we got a first down on third. I'm sorry, guys. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Hope it doesn't go that way. Hope he doesn't think that way. Hope he doesn't react that way. Guaranteed is guaranteed. Doesn't say guaranteed if you don't hold up your side of the bargain. Doesn't say it's not guaranteed if you don't come through. They don't say it's not guaranteed if you don't get this, that, or the other thing. Nope. Guaranteed. Period. Just saying, guys. Just saying. Okay? Hopefully he doesn't go downhill, but I've seen it before with other guys who get guaranteed contracts. I've seen it in different sports, baseball. I've seen it in basketball. I've seen it in hockey. Seen it in football. Just one of those things. People get relaxed. People get comfortable. Just saying. When you put that G word up there, guaranteed. Yeah. Yep. Very true. Sorry, man. Just being honest. Rashawn, what is up in the chat? Hey, what's happening, my friend? Nice to see you. Said, what's up, legend? Legend. Whoa. I don't know if you're talking about me, man, but hey, really do appreciate it. Thanks so much, man, for being in the chat. Thanks so much. Alex Smith says, talking about who were you just talking about? Oh, yeah. Garrett Bolles says, Bill, Bolles only allowed 1 sack all year. Okay, he only allowed 1 sack all year, but how many penalties did he get, holding penalties that disallowed a sack or prevented a sack or whatever? I understand You're not going to want your quarterback, especially Bo Nix or rookie quarterback, to get killed out there. I get that. But holding penalties, okay, maybe that's bad play call. Maybe they should do a rollout or something in this situation. I don't know. I just know that holding penalties in critical situations, kill drives. They absolutely kill drives, and it just drives me nuts. Rashawn says, the only thing with Justin Simmons is a safety is a luxury position. Didn't think we'd be in this spot right now. Well, that's true. That's very true. But I'll tell you what, without Riley Moss, man, we don't have Justin Simmons. Now we don't have Riley Moss. It's we're in a tough situation. That's why I said I would love to have a Justin Simmons back there the last 4 games of the season. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Rashawn said, also we offered to keep him for $10 million a year, but left us for Atlanta and only got $8 million. I don't know. There must have been something else going on, guys. There must have been something else. Locker room issues, coaching issues, some type of discord. I don't know what it was. I just really hated seeing Justin Simmons leave. It just was a bummer. Just totally bummer. Rashawn said Bolles was an A+ signing to me. Young rookie quarterback still developing. Need to keep line together. Bolles doesn't get as much penalties as he used to. It's been a lot better the last 3 to 4 years. He's the top 10. All right. I agree. You're right. He is in the top 10. Pro Football Focus. Cameron brought this up earlier. Said that he was in the top 7. I'll give you that. It's just maybe it's the reputation that he's had for being, constantly getting penalties called against him and all that. Maybe that's what it is. And I just don't like it and didn't like it and still don't like it. And just something that bugs me. Just something that totally bugs me when it comes to Garrett Bolles. Whenever there's a holding, it's my first thought. And I just don't like that. I don't like the stigma that that follows certain players, certain situations. It's just I was gonna say it's just not right, but he's the one that caused that reputation. So what can I say? Rashawn says also, he goes, I'll take a holding penalty instead of letting our quarterback get smoked. I agree. I totally agree. It's just, like I said, I just don't like the critical situations. But then again, you're right. You'd rather take a penalty and instead of getting the quarterback drilled. I get it. I'll agree. I'll agree with that. All right. So I will say, okay, Garrett Bolles, hopefully he has less penalties called against him, but if he has to take one to save Bo Nix, all right, I'll go with that. How's that? KB82, what is up, my friend? Said, what's up, Bill? Hope all's well. Very well. Thank you so much. Hope all's good with you. Do you think holding penalties should be 5-yard penalties, not 10 yards? They have too much effect on drives. It seems like drives dropped to a 20% success rate. I think it should be 5. And here's why I think it should be 5. If it's 5 on the defense and an automatic first down, I think it should be 5 on the offense. Okay. But it should not be 5. Okay. If it's 5 on the defense, it should not be automatic first down. If it's holding, I think it should just be 5 yards. If it's 5 yards, the reason why I think it's 10 yards back on the offense is because it's 5 yards and an automatic first down if it goes against the defense. So that's a huge plus for the offense. So in order for the defense to get a huge plus, it has to be 10 yards back. That's why I see it that way. But if it's going to be 5 yards back on offense that you like, KB, then it should be 5 yards on defense, but no first down. Because you have to have it somewhat equal. You can't have it extreme one way and not extreme the left, the other. You can't, because then it's not fair. It's just totally not fair. Should pass interference be at the spot of the foul? I think so, because if you're blatantly going to do it and knowing full well it's only a 10-yard penalty and a first down, you'll do that all day long. Excuse me, because it's not complete, it's not 40, 50 yards down the field. It's only 10. So they'll do that all day long. So that I agree with. But the holding, if you're going to do, like I said, if you're going to do 5 yards against the offense, then it should only be 5 yards against defense and no automatic first down. All right, that's how I see it. Okay, excuse me. Okay, now let's go to the very last topic before we do that. Rashawn says, I feel you 100%, but if he left for free agency, no possible way we'd upgrade at left tackle. I agree. I know. I agree. But I don't know. It's just one of those things with me, Rashawn, when it comes to, penalties in critical situations, that just drives me freaking nuts. All right. Now, last topic of the night. It is the Broncos Colts critical matchup this Sunday. Before we get into it, I want to thank each and every one of you in the chat, each and every one of you watching live, listening, wherever you may be across this great country of the United States or anywhere in the world. And we do have them in different spots of this globe. Really do appreciate each and every one of you watching, like I said, wherever you may be. An hour and 16 plus minutes into the show. We are at the last topic, guys. Thanks so very much for being part of the show, in the chat, listening, watching. You guys are amazing. You're the backbone of the show. Heading into a weekend, just literally, what is today, the 13th? So we got 12 days till Christmas. Thanks so much, guys, for being part of this on a very busy weekend that I know each and every one of you have coming up. All right. Thanks again. Last topic. Here it is, guys. All right. Broncos, Colts this Sunday. Critical game. I pointed to it right here or a little earlier. Broncos, it says must win Sunday. Why? Here's why. Colts are 2 games behind the Broncos. If the Broncos lose to the Colts, the Colts still have mathematically a possibility of getting the number 7 spot in the playoffs, which is the last wild card spot, which Denver currently holds. All right. If the Broncos win this Sunday, all they have to do is win one more game, have the Dolphins lose the game, and the Broncos are in. Or the Broncos win 3 of the last 4, and they're in regardless what the Dolphins do. But by winning this Sunday, if they win this Sunday, they eliminate the Colts. So they eliminate one of the last 2 possible candidates or team-wise to get into the playoffs. You eliminate one, you only have to worry about one. Listen to this. Denver is coming off a bye. Okay? Now, that being said, this is the first ever bye that Bo Nix has had to endure. There has never been a bye, or there's not a bye in college. There's not. Now, you do get byes if you make it in the playoffs. Obviously, you have some time off. I'm talking about during the season. This is the first bye week that Bo Nix has had to endure in his career, college or whatever. All right? Now, is that going to be difficult for him to get back into the rhythm? I don't know. I sure hope not. Okay? Now, Indy is needing a win to stay alive. So they're focused on this game against the Broncos. It's in Denver. It's Sunday afternoon. It's going to be literally a playoff-minded mindset game. It has to be. It's the Broncos' mindset to win this game, to eliminate the Colts, and to get one step closer to making the playoffs. But it's also the Colts' mindset to win the game. Why? Because this is their playoff life. If they lose, they are out of the playoffs. Plain and simple. Done. Toast. Buried. Put a fork in it. Done. They know this is their first playoff mindset. Okay? That comes this Sunday. Also, Denver controls their own fate. Yes, like I mentioned, if they win 2, if they beat the Colts and beat the Chargers the following week on Thursday, short week, in LA, and the Dolphins lose this Sunday or the following Sunday, Denver's in the playoffs. if the Broncos lose to the Colts this Sunday, they have to win their last 3. Oh, by the way, what are the last 3 games? Chargers on the road, Bengals on the road in Cincinnati in December, in cold, and then home against the Chiefs. Do we want that scenario? Or we'd rather beat the Colts, beat the Chargers, have the Dolphins lose, we're in. Then we don't have to worry about winning in Cincinnati in the cold or beating the Chiefs at home. And we won't have to worry about that. Would we like to continue to would we like to win the last 4 games of the season? Absolutely. I just think it's difficult. You got the Chargers on the road, which is basically a home game in LA. I mean, basically a home game for the Broncos because they travel well and the Chargers ain't got no fans. And so then you go to the Bengals late December in cold weather, Cincinnati, early game, time-wise, body-wise, and then you come home and have to play the Chiefs, who definitely don't want to lose to Denver, regardless whether or not they've locked up every possible scenario. They're still going to play the Raiders, maybe not the entire game, but they dang sure don't want to lose to Denver that last game of the season going into playoffs. There's no way they want to lose it. So if Denver loses to the Colts and they have to win the last 3, I'm not banking on the fact that we're going to do that. I'm not banking on the fact we're going to do that at all. And if we lose to the Colts and the Dolphins win Sunday, that means we have to win all 3 games. But if we don't win all 3, we can still get in by winning 2 and the Dolphins losing. But what 2 are those? Chargers, Bengals, Chargers, Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs, or none of the above. How about that? Could be none of the above. Could be a lot of things. Okay, now, what I say is this. I know the phone was ringing, but that's a house phone. My wife got it. What I say is this. How about we just beat the Colts and let whatever happens, happens. All right? Beat the Colts, beat the Chargers. The Dolphins are going to lose one of their last 4 games. They're going to have to. They're going to have to lose one of the last 4 games. Let's beat the Colts. Let's focus on the Colts. Let's move forward. And then, deal with the Chargers the following Thursday on a very short week that the NFL flexed from Sunday to Thursday because they want the Bo Nix, Justin Herbert matchup on prime time. That's why they flexed it. I think it's fantastic. All right. I have the final score as this. Here it is. Denver 27, Indianapolis 23. Close game, playoff style game, playoff atmospheric game. It's going to be loud at Mile High Stadium. It's going to be raucous. It's going to be, like I said, playoff atmosphere, almost like a college atmosphere. Denver 27, Indianapolis 23. That's what I have for the final prediction. All right. Let's go back. Let's see. KBA2 says that the Broncos win out, meaning all 4 games, and the Ravens lose 1 game. Do the Broncos jump the Chargers and Ravens? 8-5. And they lose 1 and we win 4. We're 8-5. Yes, we would jump over the Ravens and the Chargers because we would beat the Chargers. Yes, we would jump over all 3 of them and we would jump into the number 5 spot. So, yes, that is a possibility. Now, KB82, do you really think, feel, and believe the Broncos are going to win all 4 games? Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Do I believe it? Not really. Not really. The one game that scares me the most is the Bengals game. That scares me the most because it's in Cincinnati. It's going to be cold weather. And people say, yeah, but it's in LA too. It's in a freaking almost dome. It's in California. It's not in Cincinnati, Ohio, off of the Lake Erie. It's not going to be that kind of cold. And it's not outdoors like the Bengals. So that game scares me because if we have to win all 4, if we have to win 3 after we lose the Colts, that scares me. That game scares me big time. big time. Okay? Just saying, KB. That one scared me big time. Okay, so Rashawn says it'll be at the game. Oh, he goes, I'll be at the game again this Sunday. Awesome, Rashawn. Sweet, man. Because I'll be at the game again this Sunday. It's screaming trap game to me. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a trap game. I sure the heck hope it's not taken that way. I hope it's not played that way, but it can't be. They cannot. Sean Payton came out, I saw it earlier today, saying that he did not do any type of focusing on the Charger game whatsoever. It was all 100% focused on the Indianapolis Colts. They didn't do any type of plays as to looking forward to the Chargers. They said they're going to deal with that first thing Monday morning on a very, very short week with the game on Thursday. So all of the preparation and focus and everything of this game is focused on the Indianapolis Colts. Nothing in the way of focusing on the Chargers at all whatsoever. All right, guys, we've already gone an hour and 26 plus into the show. I don't want to take any more time from you guys. You've been wonderful being in the chat, your comments, your points. I really do appreciate you guys are amazing. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It does wonders for the network, does wonders for the show. Really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. Really do appreciate each and every one of you in the chat, each and every one of you watching week in, week out on a Friday night. I know it's not easy, guys. I know it's a Friday night. You guys are relaxing with family. You don't work the next several days. Thank you so very, very much for your patronage, for your constant showing up in the chat on the show. You guys are amazing. You're the very, very best. All right. Before I get out of here, let me go down the comment line. If you guys are going to take the time to be in the comment and be in the chat, I should say, and comment, I have the absolute right to recognize you one last time before we head out. Cameron Parker, thank you so very, very much for being in. Marmar Nunu from another country, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Danielle Berry Sports Highlights, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Clayton Haran, thanks as always, bud. Rudy Torres, my brother-in-law, thank you so much. Graham, thank you for your comments. As always, Madungus Creevy, Madungus, you're the best, dude. Appreciate it. Alex Smith, thank you so much. Going down the list some more. Keith O'Donnell, thank you for your comment, being in there. Mega Dr. Dre, thank you. Means a lot, man. Rashawn, thank you, buddy, for your comments and for what you said. KB82, you guys, like I said, are the best. One last question. Comment, KB82 says, say happy birthday to my brother and Mike Hunt. Got me on that, KB82. Got me on that. Doggone it, man. All right, with that, KB82, you got me on that. We are out of here with that comment. You guys are the best. Until next Friday, my show. But before then, we got the Broncos neighborhood this Sunday, must win against the Indianapolis Colts at home in Denver, afternoon, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Guys, check it out. Broncos neighborhood. Then my show, Broncos Breakdown, next Friday, one Friday before Christmas. And until then, guys, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thanks so much again, guys, for being part of the show. You guys are the backbone of Broncos Breakdown. Till next Friday, guys, until this Sunday and next Friday, have a fantastic rest of your evening and weekend. We will see you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's so